The Summary of Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal. Ever wonder why it's so hard to resist that slice of cake, or why you struggle to stay on track with your goals? It's not about being weak. It's about understanding how willpower works. In her book, The Willpower Instinct, Kelly McGonigal, a Stanford psychologist, breaks down the science behind self-control and how we can strengthen it. Whether you're trying to get healthier, save money, or break bad habits, this book has the tools you need to master your impulses and transform your life. Stick around to learn how you can unlock your willpower and finally take control of your actions. Chapter 1. I will, I won't, I want. What willpower is and why it matters. Willpower is like a muscle that can be strengthened, but it can also get fatigued. The three elements of willpower: I will power, doing things we don't want to do; I won't power, resisting temptation; and I want power, keeping long-term goals in mind. Willpower helps bridge the gap between what we want in the short term and what we truly desire long-term. Stress weakens willpower, making it harder to resist temptation. The fight-or-flight response affects self-control by making you reactive rather than thoughtful. Awareness is key. Recognizing your willpower challenges helps you manage them. Self-control requires both recognizing temptations and having the tools to resist them. Mindfulness strengthens willpower by keeping us focused on the present moment. Self-care, sleep, nutrition, relaxation directly impacts our willpower. Self-forgiveness is critical for willpower. Beating yourself up after a slip-up makes things worse. Willpower can be contagious. Seeing others exhibit self-control can inspire you to do the same. Willpower failure often comes from forgetting long-term goals when immediate temptations arise. Self-awareness of triggers, emotions, situations helps in resisting temptations. We all have an internal willpower reserve, which can be depleted if we don't manage it. Motivation is stronger when we connect willpower to things we care deeply about. Stress management directly improves willpower, reducing the strain on the brain's control systems. Small acts of self-control build willpower over time, creating stronger habits. Personal values play a significant role in helping us use our willpower effectively. Building willpower is like training for a marathon. It takes time, consistency, and patience. Immediate rewards and small victories can help maintain long-term willpower. Chapter 2. The Willpower Instinct. Your body was born to resist cake. Willpower isn't just psychological, it's physiological and rooted in biology. The prefrontal cortex is the brain's command center for self-control. Understanding how your brain reacts to temptation is the first step in controlling it. Blood sugar levels directly affect willpower. Low blood sugar makes self-control more difficult. Mindfulness meditation enhances the function of the prefrontal cortex, increasing willpower. Sleep deprivation depletes willpower reserves, leading to poor decision-making. Physical exercise boosts willpower by increasing brain function and reducing stress. Cravings and temptations trigger the same brain areas activated by stress and anxiety. Practicing self-control in one area of life, like diet, can increase willpower in other areas. Exercise isn't just about getting fit. It's a powerful willpower booster. Brain scans show that the ability to delay gratification strengthens with practice. Stress-reducing activities like meditation improve brain function and willpower. Small, consistent changes in diet and exercise routines can have a big impact on willpower. Practicing self-discipline in small areas can build up your ability to tackle bigger challenges. The brain's reward system drives instant gratification. Understanding this helps resist temptation. Techniques like visualization help shift the focus from short-term rewards to long-term goals. Physical and mental exhaustion weakens willpower, leading to impulsive choices. Learning to delay gratification is a skill that can be developed over time. Avoiding immediate temptations helps conserve willpower for bigger challenges. Self-monitoring, tracking your behaviors, strengthens willpower by keeping you accountable. Chapter 3. Too tired to resist. Why self-control is like a muscle. Willpower is finite. Like a muscle, it can get fatigued with overuse. Constant decision-making drains willpower, known as decision fatigue. The more self-control you use, the less you have left for future challenges. Decision fatigue leads to impulsive decisions, especially in high-stress situations. Regular breaks and rest are essential for replenishing willpower reserves. Self-discipline in one area, e.g., exercise, can boost willpower in unrelated areas. Pre-committing to decisions helps reduce decision fatigue. Practicing self-control in low-stakes situations can help build willpower for bigger challenges. Recognizing decision points helps reduce willpower depletion throughout the day. Mental energy is a finite resource, and the brain consumes energy when making decisions. Automating decisions, e.g., meal prepping, can preserve willpower for bigger tasks. Simplifying your environment reduces the number of decisions and conserves willpower. Managing willpower is about understanding when you're most vulnerable to decision fatigue. Making high willpower tasks a routine builds long-lasting habits. Small, mindful pauses between tasks help restore mental energy. Energy-boosting activities like eating healthy and staying hydrated improve self-control. Multitasking depletes mental energy faster and weakens self-control. Willpower is about long-term planning, not just avoiding immediate temptation. Monitoring energy levels can help you use willpower more effectively. Simple strategies like breathing exercises and stretching can recharge willpower. Chapter 4: License to Sin. Why being good gives us permission to be bad. When we do something good, like exercise or eat healthy, we often feel we've earned a reward. This is called moral licensing. Moral licensing makes us more likely to make poor choices later as a reward for good behavior. This can explain why people sabotage their own progress by indulging after achieving a goal. Research shows that after making a moral choice, people are more likely to justify a bad decision. The brain sees good behavior as creating a sense of entitlement to indulge or relax willpower. People often cash into their willpower, thinking one good deed cancels out bad behavior. Moral licensing is why dieting can lead to binging after a period of self-control. Awareness of moral licensing can help reduce its effect on decision-making. You can counteract this by viewing good behaviors as part of who you are, not something you earn indulgence for. It's important to align good choices with long-term values, not short-term rewards. Developing a sense of identity around discipline, rather than seeing it as a task, strengthens willpower. Tracking both good and bad behaviors helps identify when moral licensing is at play. Focusing on long-term goals rather than momentary pleasures reduces the desire to cash in willpower. Understanding moral licensing helps prevent the trap of rationalizing poor choices. Instead of rewarding good behavior with indulgence, reward it with something that supports your goals. Moral licensing is one reason people often fail to sustain long-term habits like exercise or dieting. Small indulgences, if not monitored, can spiral into larger willpower failures. Creating habits that reinforce willpower, rather than depleting it, builds long-term success. Reframing good choices as part of a larger, consistent plan helps keep you on track. Awareness is the first step to overcoming moral licensing. By recognizing it, you can choose better alternatives. Chapter 5: The Brain's Big Lie. Why we mistake wanting for happiness. The brain often confuses wanting something with actual happiness. Our brains are wired to seek out rewards, which can make us chase short-term pleasures over long-term satisfaction. This is driven by dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward-seeking behavior. Dopamine spikes when we anticipate something rewarding, even if it doesn't lead to happiness. The more we crave something, the more likely we are to believe it will bring happiness. But this isn't always true. This leads to a cycle where we keep chasing short-term gratification, even if it doesn't satisfy us. Learning to distinguish between wanting, a desire, and liking, genuine pleasure, helps improve self-control. Mindfulness practices help break the cycle by making us aware of when our brains are confusing wanting with happiness. Just because you want something doesn't mean it will bring you lasting happiness. Awareness is key. Delaying gratification helps reduce the brain's reliance on dopamine spikes. Willpower involves resisting the brain's impulse to immediately satisfy cravings in favor of long-term goals. The pursuit of happiness should focus on meaningful goals, not fleeting desires. Training your brain to seek long-term satisfaction strengthens your willpower. Recognizing the difference between desire and happiness helps avoid impulsive decisions. Dopamine-driven behavior often leads to disappointment when the anticipated reward isn't fulfilling. The brain's reward system is designed to keep you chasing more, but mindful awareness can break this cycle. Practicing delayed gratification teaches your brain to associate rewards with long-term goals rather than short-term indulgences. By focusing on meaningful experiences, you reduce the brain's tendency to prioritize fleeting pleasures. Dopamine is not inherently bad. It's about learning when to follow it and when to resist it. Understanding that wanting something doesn't equal happiness empowers you to make better choices. Chapter 6. What the hell? How feeling bad leads to giving in. Emotional distress weakens willpower, making it harder to resist temptation. Stress, anxiety, and guilt can all lead to willpower failures by triggering impulsive behavior. People often turn to unhealthy habits, like overeating or smoking, to cope with negative emotions. The what the hell effect occurs when people feel bad about one slip-up and then completely give in to temptation. For example, eating one unhealthy snack might lead to a binge because the person feels they've already failed. Guilt and shame over willpower failures make it harder to regain self-control. Mindfulness is key to breaking the cycle of emotional distress and willpower failure. Recognizing that setbacks are normal helps prevent the what the hell effect. Self-compassion is a powerful tool for restoring willpower after a failure. Rather than beating yourself up, accept that failure is part of the process. Negative emotions like guilt or shame fuel further willpower depletion, while self-forgiveness helps restore it. Stress management techniques, like deep breathing or meditation, reduce emotional distress and strengthen willpower. Emotional eating or indulgence often arises when willpower is weakened by stress. The key to overcoming this is to recognize when emotional distress is driving behavior. Being kind to yourself in moments of failure helps prevent a downward spiral of bad decisions. Self-compassion allows you to recover faster and get back on track. The brain seeks immediate gratification as a way to escape negative emotions, but mindfulness can help redirect this impulse. Acknowledging your emotions without letting them dictate your actions strengthens self-control. Reducing stress through relaxation or positive activities builds emotional resilience. Accepting and learning from failure strengthens willpower over time. Each setback is a chance to grow. Chapter 7. Putting the future on sale. The economics of instant gratification. People often overvalue short-term rewards and undervalue long-term benefits. This is known as temporal discounting. Temporal discounting explains why we struggle to save money, stick to diets, or delay gratification. The brain prioritizes immediate rewards because they are more tangible than future ones. People tend to put the future on sale, devaluing long-term benefits in favor of instant gratification. Willpower is about recognizing this bias and making choices that benefit your future self. Mindfulness helps you pause and consider long-term consequences before making decisions. The brain's reward system often overrides logical thinking, leading to impulsive decisions. Visualization can help bridge the gap between immediate desires and future goals. Thinking about how your future self will benefit from current choices strengthens willpower. Saving money or resisting indulgence becomes easier when you connect actions to long-term values. The present bias can be reduced by reframing future rewards as more immediate. Focusing on short-term goals that contribute to long-term success helps overcome temporal discounting. The brain often perceives future rewards as less important, but awareness can shift this perspective. Small actions that provide immediate feedback, like tracking progress, reinforce long-term willpower. Tools like habit trackers or goal-setting apps help bridge the gap between short-term and long-term thinking. Practicing delayed gratification in small areas improves self-control over time. Understanding the economics of willpower can help you prioritize long-term gains over momentary pleasures. Willpower involves seeing future rewards as just as valuable as immediate ones. Making future rewards feel more tangible helps reduce the desire for instant gratification. By planning for your future self, you align your decisions with your long-term goals and values. Chapter 8. Infected. Why willpower is contagious. Willpower is socially contagious. Our behavior is influenced by the people around us. The actions of others can either strengthen or weaken your willpower. Surrounding yourself with people who exhibit strong self-control improves your own willpower. Social influence is powerful. When we see others indulging, we're more likely to do the same. On the flip side, seeing others exercise willpower inspires you to follow suit. Willpower contagion works because we are wired to mimic the behavior of others. Group dynamics can either support or sabotage your willpower goals. Choosing environments that support your goals increases the likelihood of success. Willpower improves when you're surrounded by people who share your long-term values. Social accountability is a key factor in sustaining long-term willpower. Group goals or challenges, like a fitness class or diet group, boost willpower through social support. Positive peer pressure can be harnessed to strengthen willpower in difficult moments. Social networks affect your habits. If your friends eat healthy or save money, you're more likely to follow suit. Willpower contagion happens unconsciously. Awareness helps you harness its power for good. Role models play a crucial role in shaping your willpower choices. You can be the source of willpower contagion by setting a good example for others. Positive reinforcement from others boosts motivation and keeps you accountable. Surround yourself with people who help you grow rather than weaken your resolve. Willpower thrives in environments where long-term goals are valued over instant gratification. Be intentional about the company you keep. It's contagious. Chapter 9. Don't read this chapter. The limits of I won't power. I won't power refers to the ability to resist temptations and bad habits. We often fail to resist temptations because we focus too much on what we're trying to avoid. The more we tell ourselves not to do something, the more appealing it becomes. This is known as the ironic rebound effect. Trying not to think about something makes us think about it more. Instead of saying, I won't, it's more effective to focus on positive alternatives, e.g., I will eat healthy. Shifting focus from avoidance to action makes resisting temptations easier. Willpower isn't just about saying no. It's about replacing bad habits with good ones. By focusing on what you will do, you weaken the power of temptations. The brain's desire to rebel against restriction makes resisting temptations harder. Practicing I will power, committing to positive actions, strengthens self-control over time. Reframing willpower challenges as opportunities for growth helps build resilience. Focusing on your larger goals keeps temptations in perspective. The brain is more likely to follow through on positive actions than to resist negative ones. Avoidance tactics are less effective than strategies that emphasize proactive choices. Replacing temptations with positive habits is a more sustainable way to maintain willpower. Learning to say yes to positive habits is more powerful than constantly saying no to temptations. Willpower involves planning ahead, having alternatives ready when temptations arise. The more you practice I will power, the less appealing bad habits become. Practicing mindfulness helps break the cycle of ironic rebound by staying present. Ultimately, willpower is about focusing on what you want to achieve, not what you want to avoid. So, if you've ever felt like you just don't have the willpower to reach your goals, remember that self-control is something you can build and strengthen. With the insights and practical strategies from the Willpower Instinct, you can train your mind and body to resist temptation, overcome stress, and make choices that align with your long-term goals. In summary, The Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal explores the science behind self-control and how we can harness it to make better decisions. It explains that willpower is like a muscle that can be strengthened but also fatigued, and provides practical strategies to build self-discipline. McGonigal highlights the role of stress, emotions, and social influence in shaping our ability to resist temptation and pursue long-term goals. She emphasizes the importance of mindfulness, self-compassion, and understanding how the brain responds to rewards and habits. The book also delves into the concept of moral licensing and how good behavior can paradoxically lead to poor choices later. Ultimately, the Willpower Instinct offers insights and tools to improve self-control, leading to healthier, more fulfilling lives. This is the end of the summary of Willpower Instinct by Kelly McGonigal. If you're ready to stop making excuses and start taking control, this book is a game changer. Want to learn more? Hit that subscribe button for more book summaries and personal development tips. Thanks for watching.